Hello, fellow traders. Here are some swing trade setups I'm watching for the week of July 13th. It's Saturday afternoon here in lovely Vancouver. Um, Make sure you're putting the work in. That's what I'm trying to do this morning. So, what do we got? Looking at pins. Pins has had this really monthly significant push up to this resistance zone of 27.25. We broke it and are starting to pull back a little bit. Got up to 27.83 here at the white line. I put some pivots up. Saw an interesting rejection from the yearly R1, starting to pull back, see a bit of profit taking. Not too much concern initially. We got to zoom in to get some more information. On the weekly, looking totally healthy in this strong weekly uptrend. Let's turn pivots off to clear this look up. This is where we see this rejection and reaction from this 27.83 level. Just a bit of profit taking right now. Again, no immediate concern. On the daily, we're seeing healthy daily consolidation. Nice pullback. Small relative volume. Bulls buying the dip initially. We want to see bulls get a bit more. Hopefully, bears get a bit more follow through for us to scale into an entry. If we look, let's look on the 4-hour. See if we can see anything else. So we see this quick dump and this initial bounce. This could be a bear flag where we would expect, if we are unable to get much higher come Monday at the open or into the open, if we see any further prices to the downside, that's when I would start to look for an entry. Let's look on the hourly for anything. So this is when we see this dump. So this is the initial consolidation. This is the bounce. Failure to break 27.83. Rejection. This is the opening dump on Friday from 27.50 level. Bounce. No hourly oversold. And this is this potential hourly bear flag. This is this bounce. If we see a break below 26.10, I'm going to start to look for an entry. Can send an alert with on TradingView so that we get an automatic alert, either pop up or email. I think they even have push text messages so that we could scale into an entry for that daily higher low. That's a really nice setup. Moving on to SQ, let's start big. Monthly time frame into all-time highs. Monthly volume is waning. On the weekly, looking great. Big weekly volume, which is kind of interesting, into all-time highs as we approach earnings in a few weeks. On the daily, it's very similar to pins. With pins, we have this overhead resistance of the monthly and weekly time frames that we need to be cautious of. With SQ, because we're in all-time highs, we don't. So this is a little bit cleaner of a setup. A nice setup that the guys and gals in TCG, the chart guys, the room I trade with, that has brought to our attention and has trained us traders, is the first hourly oversold conditions from all-time high will usually elicit a pretty strong bounce. Here on the daily, we're seeing healthy consolidation, decreasing bear volume relative to the bull volume that we saw on this push, albeit it gave us an initial signal with decreasing on the way up and then hitting a climax. Inability to break and hold above 133.43. Now consolidating with the bear break of this inside bar type setup on Friday, though we're seeing with this lower wick, bulls are starting to buy the dip already, so bears aren't getting very significant follow through. Zooming into the hourly, we can see we lost the hourly uptrend, showing us that we were getting that daily consolidation. Again, I'm going to set alert for an RSI that breaks below 30. If we see this potential bear flag confirm on Monday and we see more downside, I will start scaling in entries for a daily higher low, anticipating that first hourly oversold bounce. Pen looking for a monthly higher low after breaking this prior resistance of 39.18. I suspect we're going to see lower volume than we did last month. It's still early, so we're going to need some more information. But this may be a bit of a monthly bull flag if bears are unable to see more downside. It would be a monthly cup and handle if the bulls didn't break 39.18 on this prior drive. We saw this weekly higher low that we were looking for, then looking for the lower high under 40.14. That happened immediately as we rejected. Then we saw a break below this 36.75 key support level, changing the weekly trend bearish, but we saw zero follow through. So far anyways. So if bulls can hold this low or around this low, I like this for a bullish entry to see pen to get some continuation. with the legal gambling that's going on in the States. We see a daily inside bar Friday relative to the day prior. High day resistance is 30.25. Bulls want to break and get over that level on increasing bull volume. Getting into this zone, let's clean up these lines. Blue lines I usually use for high and low of day prior, just to give me nice levels. Day prior. So bulls get over 30.25. I like it for a swing entry. Looking for a continuation onto the weekly. I don't anticipate we just rocket through on the weekly through these two levels of 37.43 resistance and 40.14. But still, we could look for a weekly lower high, and there's tons of meat on the bone there for a nice trade. So that's a nice setup as well. INO is a good day trader. Some pretty significant volatility on the daily, so make sure that your position sizes reflect that. Weekly inside bar here. Resistance is 24.99 with support of 19.53. If we get a break above that, looking for a continuation, and vice versa for if we see bear continuation, or bear break rather. On the daily, I was watching this. So we're looking for this weekly higher low. Oh, we're looking for a weekly higher low? Am I misspeaking? I think I am. Yes, we had a weekly inside bar last week as well. If we saw consolidation, we look for a weekly higher low. We aren't yet. On the daily, we're still looking for a daily higher low. We saw this bounce, anticipating a lower high under 33.79. Great. Then we saw an inside bar, bull break, no consolidation, at which point we would expect, okay, bears are too strong here. There's too much selling pressure for bulls to see much higher prices than $24.99, the $25 psychological resistance. We would anticipate to see some consolidation in a daily higher low. We saw it on Friday. We saw a break of the low day prior, 22.91, but no follow through. And look at the volume, really weak, really weak bear volume. Looking at the 4 hour, not really much information. We see a bit of a tightening range here. On the hourly, same. So on Monday, I'm going to be looking for a bull break of this high of day resistance, 23.65, as a potential area for an entry. We can also bottom fish this level, 22.65, with the anticipation of bulls holding this level, or if we do see a bear break above below the 22.65, looking for an entry, looking to see if bears are unable to get much follow through, and big buyers come in into the market to take up any volume, pressure that's going down. This volume is really what's interesting to me. Bears have had a couple different chances here to see consolidation and follow through. They haven't. Not to say they won't, but they haven't yet. Walmart. There is a rumor going around that I think it might be official news now. I don't follow the news too much. That Walmart is taking a similar business model as Amazon, as Amazon's Prime, with something called Walmart Plus. That's what caused this big pump. I was already in a position from, I think my entry was 119 or something, playing off this 117 level, looking for the weekly and daily higher low. We never saw a meaningful consolidation on the weekly. We saw a double bottom. Weekly or monthly? I may be getting confused. I'm totally crazy. Low, high, higher low. Looking for a monthly higher high above 133.38. Weekly. Yeah, weekly looks fine. Oh yeah, this is the consolidation I was talking about. So we double bottomed around this level where we look to see a low, high, higher low, and then a weekly trend change to confirm that monthly higher low. We didn't. We double bottomed and then rocketed. With the size of this bounce, I suspect this is in fact our monthly higher low, even without the weekly trend change. And now on the daily, bears had a bit of a mixed with profit taking from the bull side, as well as bears shorting into this bounce. We saw it was really just a healthy 4 hour higher low. I added to my long position in the 126s, and then I just took that add off into the 129s. My target on the trade is around the 132s. I'm going to look to take another chunk of profit on Monday if we see bull follow through. Otherwise, I'll just follow this 4 hour trend. Key support is 129.77. Anything else? Just this key. This is going to be a really key resistance. This 132 level and the 133.38 behind it. But in consolidation, I'm definitely looking to add to my position, or to I guess at that point I'd be stopped out. But so if I get it, but the plan is if I can get another chunk out at 132, I'll just look for a daily higher or low to one, add to my long-term swing here, and two, to make a bigger position size. Looking forward to that. Hopefully get some more news pump. AVGO and Broadcom, the 5G sector has been really hot. Let's skip AMD. We'll do AVGO and ISG for 5G and then wrap up. We're seeing this nice consolidation and tightening range. It's really quite simple here. I'm just looking for a short-term 1 or 2 day swing. Of course, you could swing it longer if you want. On the weekly, we're quite extended. We haven't really seen any consolidation at all. I think in 10 or 11 weeks. This 328.11 is a key level for bulls to get over. We saw this decreasing bull volume as we approach this level. Now bulls broke above it up to 324.33 on last week, but we're unable to hold above that level. Now we see some consolidation on the daily. Low relative volume compared to this little move prior to. Daily inside bar with this high day resistance 322.99. If we see a bull break, you can swing that for a couple days as well as a potential 1 or 2 day swing. The more interesting 5G setup to me is INSG. Let's get into this for a second here. So I'm watching this weekly structure of this, it's kind of like a descending triangle type setup. I'm going to draw the second line, but just for a visual, I'm going to delete it just to give you the look. Suppose. Yeah, so this bottom line is really just for a visual. I'm certainly not using it for an entry. This trend line is what I found most interesting. Bulls broke above it. Weekly inside bar, tried to get follow through, nothing yet, and now weekly inside bar. So bulls are catching their breath after breaking through that level is how I'm kind of reading the situation. On the daily, this is when we saw that bull break back test, and this was that weekly inside bar trying to get follow through up to 1210. Again, we saw these upper wicks take a profit taking. So there's clearly selling pressure up here, up to the 1175. We saw historically 1210 in this zone. Now with these highs, 1195, 1193, a bit of a double top up there. Bears tried to see follow through to the downside. They didn't see much. And then you see bulls rallied on increasing volume, buying these dips with this lower wick. Now daily inside bar, low volume. I really like this setup. If bulls can get over 1145, I like this for a bull entry. Immediate term resistance that bulls need to see follow through over 1195 in this 1210 zone, 1175. That's all in the same region. Looking for a weekly follow through. And I believe that's it. Yeah, monthly inside bar so far. So if we can see a bull move up into this $14 to $15 range, I'd quite like it. I've quite liked the monthly action on calls with INSG. The issue with trading it in commons is I find you get stopped out quite often. There seems to be 1 or 2 big buyers or buy programs that come in and have these big pumps and then sell off, big pumps and sell off, big pumps and sell off. A couple weeks ago, I think it was, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, I posted a video about INSG. I think it was within this region where it's really choppy. I'd rather just play calls, have a max risk on the trade, and then just play it out that way. So those are the swing setups I'm looking for next week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Also, I'm trying to grow my channel. If you have any friends or social media platforms that you want to kick this out to, I'd much appreciate it, and as well as a like and subscribe. So that's it. Have a good weekend and a good week. See you later, guys.